What's our next style guide? It says use semicolons after each statement, even though JavaScript may not require them. Well, when we work in Khan Academy, we're pretty familiar with that because Oh No's makes us put our semicolons in. However, when we do our HTML, I see lots of missing semicolons. So going forward, these semicolons are going to be required. They get put after a statement of code. So something like this where it's an assignment is a statement. The thing you have to be careful with is that when you have a for loop and it has a block of code, the statement is this entire block. So we don't need any semicolons after the condition or after the start of the block. This whole thing is considered the statement. Same thing with the if. You don't want to be putting semicolons after conditions or right after a block starts, because you're not saying I'm done with my statement. You're saying this is my condition and then I want to do this block. So don't put semicolons in the for and the if blocks. Put them after the statements that are inside the for or if blocks. Let's see, what's number 7? Each statement should be on its own line. How are we doing that? Easy way to look at that is if there's only one semicolon on every line. Well, looks like we're doing pretty good here. There's my semicolon. Semicolon. Oh, look at that. These two statements got strung together, draw a hole and draw a mole. Well, if I was quickly scanning through this, trying to figure out where I'm drawing the mole, I expect that programming standards have been followed, and I would just look for the function calls starting on the left, and I would miss draw a mole. But if I put every statement on its own line, then it's easier for me to scan through and understand the code. And then lastly, use blank lines to separate logical groups of code. Well, we already started doing a little bit of that when we were adding the comments. So here, we might want to separate out that maybe, this is the face. So maybe we'll give a little separation there. This is the snout. We changed the color for the snout. So the color and the ellipse really are what's making up the snout. Then we changed the color for the eyes. Well, actually, there's two eyes. So if I put it here, then I don't know what this line is for. So it actually would be better if I group like this. So I know they're going to be black eyes, right? And then we have the nose, and then we have the mouth. So by putting blank lines in, we can identify the meaning better, make it easier to read. Here we nicely did this with the background is separate, and then this fill. This fill, we might not even understand what it's for, and I honestly don't know if it's even needed. Oh, because the black hole. You know what? That really should go in my draw hole, shouldn't it? Let's move that to my draw hole function. Now, by going through that process and separating and understanding the code, we were able to make a better decision and know that the draw hole is where we want to specify that the hole will be black. Okay, so we have our green grass, then we have some variables. We might want to say that. Okay, so that we know what these are, we know what this loop is, and we have pretty good white space now. And that's it.